What's up, guys? I'm Laura from Reading in Bed. I'm having technical issues, and as you can see, I'm coming to you from the workout dungeon. So I don't know how this is going to go. We're trying to do a little pre-workout vlog here, and just catching up on the short story advent calendar. So I'm talking about stories number 9 and number 10, and then we'll get into story number 11. So number 9 was Someone Steps In by Suzanne Rebecca. It was an eating disorder story that wasn't clearly that until about halfway through. So I somehow felt a little bait and switchy, even though it wasn't really baiting for anything. It just sort of changed focus rather quickly. Or I guess I just finally realized what the focus really was. So yeah, I don't know. It was well written. I liked the writing. I liked the subject. Maybe it's because I recently read Mean by Miriam Gerba, which I thought had, maybe a better is not the right word, but I like the way that she wrote about eating disorders. So had I not very recently read that, maybe this would have had more of an impact. I'm not sure. Like, I liked it. I'm not sorry I read it. And I'm definitely not sorry I found out about this author, because when I Googled her, I found out that she had been involved in a literary feud of sorts that involved open letters and blog posts and whatnot. And, I'm into that kind of thing, especially when it doesn't involve Margaret Atwood, Joseph Boyden, or Stephen Galloway. So that was fun to look into. It was her and Mary Gateskill. So anyway, that was story number 9. And then story number 10 was the first one in translation, I believe. It's 1 Gram Short by Edgar Carrot, translated from the Hebrew. And it was just a very funny and poignant contemporary story set in Tel Aviv. And, not to get all own voices, but it is nice to have a contemporary perspective on Israel that isn't Jonathan Safran Foer, because as much as I love Jonathan Safran Foer, he doesn't actually live there. He's American. It's nice to sort of get a different perspective on, other locations, other places that aren't kind of filtered through that American lens that almost everything is, right? So yeah, another good run of 2 really good stories. This calendar is probably the most successful, I would have to say. Like, there's only really been one story that I didn't like, and one that I sort of it was more my problem than the stories. Anyway, let's get into story 11, and I have been spoiled, so it's Mr. Elephant by Jessica Westhead, and I believe she had a story maybe in the first calendar. It's been a while, and I'm not totally sure, but I think, so here's the first sentence. My former friend is an elephant tamer. So I was wondering if this was literally about an elephant. Seems like it is. So this is of interest to me because I did a large project with our zoo here in Edmonton last year, so I was at the zoo a lot. I was talking with zookeepers and customers and other staff members. I mean, right away, I'm like, elephant tamer isn't the right terminology, but maybe that's, our main character may not know that, and that may make sense. So I'm interested. The elephant here in Edmonton, her name is Lucy, is very controversial. There's, a very, I guess vocal minority, I guess you could say, of people who do not feel Lucy should be here. Bob Barker got involved at one point, so, you can Google that. It's made the news. But then people who do come to the zoo tend to really love her. So strong feelings on both sides. I'm interested to see what, if anything, this story will have to say or, illuminate that issue. I'm not sure. Or, maybe the elephant is just a symbol. They sometimes are. So anyways, I better get to doing my actual workout. This one seems short, so I'll read it and I will get back to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.